Alright, so this is my self-evaluation of my head-to-toe assessment video. So I kind of put asterisks by the ones that I had missed something that I noticed. So the one thing I noticed for when I got to the neurological system was that I forgot to ask where he was. Now, I remembered to ask him in previous takes, but unfortunately in this one I just forgot it. I did forget to check for constriction on his pupils. I did check with the light, and I did verbalize what was going on with that. Unfortunately, I just forgot to move my pen light around to check the constriction. But I had done it in previous videos. I just had forgotten for that specific video. So when we got to respiratory system, I felt I did really good at checking everything. I did forget to mention his posture, how he was breathing, and just the general appearance. I forgot to mention the shape and configuration. Otherwise, I felt like I had checked his breathing really good. Checking the chest, checking the back, and the sides. I felt like I checked the cardiovascular system really well. I did forget to mention that I had checked S1 and S2 while I was doing the assessment for the heart, but I remembered afterwards, because afterwards I had decided to check his breathing, and I had mentioned it there that while I was checking the heart that S1 and S2 was heard. And then for the abdomen, I forgot to identify the contour, unfortunately. So I forgot to mention that it was flat, scaphoid, or rounded. I did mention it in previous videos. Unfortunately, again, not in this take. I did mention it. There weren't any lesions or anything like that. I did check in the proper order for the bowel sounds, and then I did palpate. I did a deep and light palpation. I can't remember if I did mention doing a deep palpation after the light one, but I know I did go back, and I can even see it that I went back and did it. And then I asked if he had bowel movements, and when the last one he had. Unfortunately, I forgot to ask if he had any tolerances or any upsets, like stomach upsets or anything that was affecting his GI. I asked him about his urine. I got that part. Now, I did check for capillary refill. I did not mention what the color was, but I did mention that it was less than 2 seconds for it to refill. Inspecting and palpating extremities for temperature, so I forgot to mention that there was no edema, and that what he felt like when I was temperature wise when I was palpating. Now, unfortunately for this part, I kind of made my cousin laugh, and I forgot to mention the posterior tibial when I was doing it. I did check it, I just forgot to mention it verbally. So I marked that one. And then, fortunately, I completely forgot to check for muscle strength. I did do it in previous videos, but I can't believe I even forgot it, because I did it every single time except for in this one video. So overall, I just scored myself 43 out of 50. For point wise, because I think that's what all the asterisks added up to. And then for things I thought I did good at, I felt I did well at checking like the heart and being able to verbalize what I was checking. Even though I didn't mention the S1 and S2 right away, I did check for the heart rate and all that. And then I did mention S1 and S2 later on. I just had forgotten to mention it at the moment. And then at about 520 mark, I thought that's when I was checking the lung sounds. That's when I felt like I did those pretty well. I didn't forget to do any of them that I had noticed. Like I checked the chest, I did the back, and I did the sides. At about the 9-minute mark, I think I did a good job at auscultating and palpating the abdomen. And then just during the whole video, I felt like I was just kind of nervous because of the people I picked for it. Like I picked my cousin and his wife. I do everything with them, but it kind of weirded me out doing all these tests on my cousin, and I could tell he was keeping a straight face the whole time. And same with me, I was trying to keep a straight face the whole time too, and it just kind of backfired on me. Unfortunately, I thought I had everything down and it would be good doing it on someone I knew. Unfortunately, that kind of backfired unintentionally, and I just didn't have enough time to find anyone else for the video. So that's why I kind of got stuck with what I have, because I definitely would have done more videos if I knew I could do better, but I don't think I could have done better with them. So I had my patient move around a lot about the 520 mark and on. Mostly the reason I did that was just to get everything on video. The original plan was to have Emily, who was recording, kind of move around with us so I wouldn't have to. But she's pregnant right now, and unfortunately while we were recording, she was kind of having a lot of issues and couldn't really move around a lot, so we ended up moving for her instead of her moving for me. Which I'm not gonna make her uncomfortable just for a video. And then about the 12:16 mark, I should have been more verbal to the patient about like needing him to take his socks off. Like that, unfortunately, I just ripped them off, and it made my cousin laugh. It kind of made me lose focus, and everyone kind of lost it a little bit. And I ended up forgetting to mention one of the pulses I was doing at the time because of it. So I definitely should have been more professional throughout the whole video, and that kind of ties into I probably should pick different people in the future for videos like this, because for some reason it just kind of weirded me out doing it on people that I do everything with. A little more close and personal than I ever thought I'd be with them. And yeah, but overall I think it turned out pretty good. We did probably over a dozen takes before we finally just said we're done, we're gonna take this video. And I'm happy with what we got considering what we're working with before, but I wish I could have done even better, because by the time we were done recording, I know I hit everything that I should have done at least one time in different videos. And that's my self-assessment.